Now, probably one of the best starting points for this kit would be to use the 10 frames and the counters that go with it. So there's a little box of 20 two-sided counters, and these things here are known as 10 frames. So obviously with two-digit numbers, the number 10 is vital because as we get a collection of 10, that's when place value starts to kick in. So single digits, they stop at 9 obviously, and as soon as you get the 10th one, that's when that tens column comes into play. And this is just some good activities to work on those facts to 10 to develop that really strong relationship in the child's head, rather than just looking at, 6 plus 4 equals what, or what plus 2 equals 10 and that sort of stuff. So I think this is the best place to start. So some simple ones are, you can put an amount out in one colour, and then you can do the other in another colour, and then you could say to the child, oh, how many red ones can you see? It's 4. How do you know it's 4? 2 and 2. Try not to get them ever to count one at a time, because we want them to build those number structures, and there are other ways to quantify an amount rather than counting them individually. So 4, how many more to make the 10? 6, how do you know it's 6? I can see 3 and 3 is 6. Can you see it another way? I can see 4 and 2, etc., etc. So that's a really concrete way that you can show the different combinations to 10. Do that to all different combinations, but it's really important that you keep asking the child, how many can you see and how do you see them, and not counting them one at a time. Then you can obviously move to sort of another way is just leaving the other part blank. So it could be any number, so it could be 5 there. How do you know it's 5? I can see 3 and 2, they can see 4 and 1, etc. How many more to make 10? 5. How do you know? So don't just let them give an answer. Ask them, how do you know? Tell me why, etc., etc. Then to move to that sort of visualization model, you might still leave this blank, and you might look at it and say, imagine there were 3 counters on there. How many more to make 10? And that way they can, I think it's 7. How do you know? Get them to explain it, and then just to check their thinking, they could put the 3, then they can put the other 7 down just to check, and then obviously then that will move them into the visual, just doing it in their head. So you might say 3 and how many more make 10, etc. And then you would work to the abstract, number sentence, 3 plus what equals 10, etc., etc. Then basically the 2 10 frames work just the same sort of principle, but you're just obviously dealing with patterns to 20, numbers to 20. So good luck with that. That's a really good starting point for children working with 2-digit numbers.